And just like that, this storyline is not done yet. With the drama between Scyan and Hypex, we finally have actual messages because Hypex, believe it or not, ended up reaching out to me. We're going to get into those messages. We're going to get into more development through Scyan and Hypex. And we're going to, if you're brand new here, by the way, we're going to have a really quick recap for you all. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. So since there have been multiple videos on this topic and the drama has stretched out throughout the week, I'm going to give you a super quick recap. If you want to dive really deep into it, we have other videos on the topic. So it started off with posts like this from Hypex, quote tweeting Scyan and sharing screenshots making fun of Scyan. Hypex and his fans were unfortunately harassing Scyan. Scyan ended up acknowledging it in a funny way. Hypex made fun of him even more, and that's a tweet that kind of really started all. Jojo Josiah came in and said, Hypex, hop off my mentally questionable, possibly unstable, perhaps declining oomph. Klarque Clint, as of yesterday, ended up posting a very big statement defending Scyan and going at Hypex. Hypex, instead of acknowledging everything, decided to post a gif of some soccer. I still don't personally understand that. And then we are left off with exactly where we were in yesterday's video. And this is where I'll just restart from right here, okay? This last tweet that we left off on. This is what Klarque had to say in that initial tweet. Am I supposed to be offended because you ratioed me? Homie, I'm not as nice as Scyan. You won't be getting an apology. Instead, you're welcome to continue hiding behind your followers who will attempt to defend your bullying of another creator smaller than you. But for the people who can really think for themselves, they know who you are, and in time, so will the people who support you. For now. So we thought it was all left at that. Hypex wasn't even acknowledging anything. He was just kind of on his own side, just like making fun of Scyan here and there. And that's kind of where everything started, right? Because Hypex would post his own stuff and then he just wouldn't acknowledge it. And I was sitting back and I was constantly saying something along the lines of, yeah, with all the notifications and DMs that Hypex may be getting, you can't exactly expect him to see any replies to him, see any messages. But then, because Hypex ended up acknowledging this with a GIF, I kind of retracted my statement where it's like, okay, he's very clearly seeing that Scyan wants to communicate with him and just absolutely refuses not to. So Hypex started out with a couple more tweets, and then we are going to get into some personal messages between him and I, which before you have your red flags up on that, he gave me the okay to share these, and the proof will be that in the screenshots that I'm sharing. Just as a side note, like I would never, ever do that to anybody. So I think this was about a day later. I can't remember exactly how long it was, but it seemed to be like kind of put to rest from Hypex's responses, okay? So Hypex ended up replying to Klarque and said, bro, chill out, LMAO. No one said anything but a ratio or apology. You're legit pressed for no reason at all. Hypex kind of dismissing it, and we do have more. Hypex continued on and said, bro, I'm sorry, but I legit just don't care to debate him over Fortnite and Scyan. It is not that serious. If you want to think I'm a fool for that, then cool. Now, here's the issue with this. Here's the issue with it, right? It may not be a big deal to Hypex, but it is a big deal to somebody like Scyan, who is a very small creator and is getting constant bombarded by hate. And then we're going to get into, like, I understand that Scyan has his own controversies over on the side. It has nothing to do with Hypex, but at the end of the day, Hypex indirectly has been sending people, I don't know if he meant to, I'm taking him by his word, like he's just doesn't care about it all, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he ends up caring about it or not. What is happening is Hypex is making fun of Scyan. That community is going over and really dogging on Scyan. And the reason that I said, like, this is what I said in either yesterday's video or the day before, I can't remember exactly which, but I said something to the extent of, yeah, well, at the end of the day, this isn't serious, but everybody has a different level of mental strength. Things like this can lead to very serious real-life consequences when somebody is constantly getting hate upon hate upon hate upon hate. So it's not just about Fortnite, and nobody asked to debate Hypex. As far as I'm aware, nobody wanted to debate Hypex. Scyan just wanted to have a conversation with Hypex one-on-one. I don't personally see an issue with that. So this is what I had to say, and this is before I actually spoke to Hypex. Translation, I'm afraid to talk and want to bully from the sidelines. Really seems like that's exactly what Hypex is doing, and I do believe that to be kind of a truthful translation, but of course, I'm not exactly in Hypex's head, okay? Klarque had this to say, Hypex, no one is going to waste their time debating you. Also, this has nothing to do with Fortnite. I don't know why you and others are making it about that. This is about you having a larger following and cultivating a culture of harassing someone that people already like to make fun of. It's wrong, and you and Shinna contributing to the culture by making multiple tweets crapping on Scyan is wrong. I'm not saying he's always in the right or that he doesn't have some cringe takes, but when I have multiple people messaging me about the situation and the first thing I see on Twitter after being off for 2 days is a tweet from Shinna getting on his case is just too much. I'm not saying I hate you or Shinna, I don't know y'all, but it's obvious this is wrong and has gone beyond a joke. Scyan already gets enough heat, he doesn't need two of the biggest leakers pressing on his neck too. You know what I find funny? And as time's gone on and I've really been streaming more with Klarque, getting to know Klarque a little bit more, it's funny how differently we phrase things but kind of have the same conclusion. Like, he just dove like super deep into that, and I'm like, translation, I want to hide and bully. I just find that funny personally. So it's cool that him and I seem to come to the same conclusion for a lot of things. It's just worded extremely differently. And while on the topic, I did want to point this at all, I don't know Hypex or Shinna. I don't know them personally. I don't know anything about them actually besides about their Fortnite leaks. The only thing I do know is that Hypex has 1000% been responsible for quite a bit of hate that Scyan's been getting, and that kind of stuff can really affect somebody, and it's unwarranted. It really is unwarranted. And what they're doing is constantly deflecting, being like, oh my god, it's just a video game. Oh my god, it's about Fortnite. And as Klarque said, it really has nothing to do with Fortnite. It has to do with people constantly harassing somebody for their passion over on Twitter. It has nothing to do with the actual game. So, honestly, no hate. And if you want to give Hypex and Shinna the benefit of the doubt, maybe they really do just think, oh, it's no big deal, it's just Fortnite. Maybe they truthfully don't think about the consequences of having like millions of followers and then kind of directing them on somebody. But I mean, I have to think that's unlikely, unfortunately. But let's continue on. So now we get into it, because all of a sudden I was taking my dog out yesterday, and then I actually got a DM from Hypex, which was very interesting. And again, the proof will be there. Hypex gave me the okay to share this. I just want to make sure, I want to make sure you guys know that I would never in a million years do that to somebody with personal private messages. Just like I mentioned in the other video, take what I talked about with Benji Pie. You guys have no idea what I talked about with Benji Pie when we had our beef going on, so I would never share any of that without anybody giving their consent. And it's important to note, as of right now, you are seeing this video the morning after the night that I recorded it. If there was any more conversation that took place between Hypex and I'll have it in a pinned comment, maybe saying like, hey, I scratched that, he said this, you know, either that, or if there's enough, I'll make a whole nother video talking about it. Your boy's actually becoming like, who would have thought, man, out of all of the content that sticks, I'm actually becoming your drama guy. Okay, I feel like this is what we're this is what we're gonna be down the road. Okay, so Hypex dropped into the inbox and said, I legit moved on 2 days ago until this guy tagged me with an essay, so I just trolled since that crap looked unserious to me. Also, again, I'm not going to debate or have a full convo about this. I just wanted to clarify since you seem old enough to understand. Now, I'm legitimately unsure if that last part is a dig or not, because, you know, you get the whole grown man stuff when it comes to internet beef like this, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to take it hostile at all, but maybe he meant that seriously. You know what? I'm going to run you through everything instead of pausing, and then we might break it down again. So I continue on, say, hi Hypex, I've enjoyed your work over the years. It doesn't matter if you've moved on days ago though. Scyan is still getting harassed over this constantly. Did you reach out to him? If not, why me? He replied and said this: he's getting more harassment because of that Juice WRLD disrespectful tweet, which I didn't even interact with. Like I said, I moved on days ago, lol. I don't know why he's stubborn to talk with me specifically. Why me? I just saw in your vid on the homepage and saw that pinned comment. When I clicked it, let's continue on with the messages. Yes, now he has LOL. The Juice tweet isn't part of it. But the why me, by the why me, I meant that you're taking time of your day to message me. Why not just solve it with him? Put it to rest nice and easy. He's been getting a lot of crap since he tweeted about him. There's no denying that. It has nothing to do with the Juice tweet. And then in there you can see a screenshot. Well, I mean, you can't really see it, but it's a screenshot of Scyan. It was just weird that you said decided to continue with it, so I had to clarify. And for that part, I said in my pinned comment to my video, Hypex decided to continue with it. By that, I meant that he replied again, and we're going to continue on with the drama, okay? So I had to clarify. And this also is because of the Juice WRLD and event tweets. Here are a few examples, and I'm pretty sure there's another 7K likes tweet that I can't find anymore. If you get backlash for disrespecting a tribute to a really influential artist, you can't put the blame on me for a week-old tweet. I replied again, Hypex, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Also, and then I asked if he was comfortable if I share this, but again, the Juice tweets have nothing to do with it. You can't deny that you drove a bunch of people to hate him. I just sent you screenshots of the bigger backlash he recently got from something unrelated to me, but sure. And then I said, I understand. I'm saying that it has nothing to do with the conversation. He got backlash from a few things, but you played your part, and that's incredibly true. It's like, there's no way, and first of all, Hypex, if you happen to be watching this, I really appreciate you reaching out. There's no way that you don't know what you were doing with Hypex, because I don't know, man. It's so weird. My issue is there's truthfully that little sliver of a chance that it's just some guy he saw on Twitter and then just decided to screenshot it, post about it, move on with his day, and he didn't think twice about it. That's possible, but I really don't think that's the case, and if he's engaging with all of this, that shows me that at the very least he's kept up with a little bit of it. But at the end of the day, it's just continuous deflection. I understand that Scyan's not perfect. Scyan gets into his own controversies, right? Scyan said some wild things like the Juice WRLD tweet initially until we had context behind it. That was crazy wild, and I understand the backlash that he got from it. That doesn't matter. That doesn't change the fact that Hypex and Shinna have been driving their and I understand not millions of people are doing it, but they have millions upon millions of impressions, and when they say something, people are bound to jump on it. Hypex is right. He had absolutely nothing to do with Scyan's Juice WRLD tweet. Nothing. He had nothing to do with any of that backlash. But what he is involved in is the tweets and making fun of Scyan, the direct screenshots that he's been posting of Scyan. I don't understand how you can sit here and just deflect it over and over again to just say like, oh, it's no big deal, I moved on. It's like, and I know it's an extreme example, but it's like me walking outside, shooting someone in the head, and then their family's pissed off at me, but I go, nah, I moved on. I moved on. Are you guys really still thinking about that? What about that person on the news a little while ago that got shot? What are you talking about me shooting someone for? Like, that's kind of like what it's like. And I know, again, it's an extreme example. You could like break it down into something super, super simple. Like, oh, I smashed your mug off of a table. Are you seriously still mad about that? I moved on. Your mug's broken. I moved on. Like, but it's like, dude, why'd you smash my mug? Like, you guys kind of get where I'm coming from over here. The thing that I was mostly confused about, and again, the issue is that Hypex is continuously dismissing it, where he's like, I'm not looking to have a debate. I'm like, who's looking to have a debate with you? It's just Fortnite. No, it's not. What if you clearly took the time out of your day to catch up on this, to DM me? Why wouldn't you take the time of day to just solve it with Scyan? Why wouldn't you take the time of day to reach out to the person who's been actively wanting to reach out with you and being nothing but nice, wanting to solve it, wanting to maybe, I don't know if he wanted to explain his side of things, I don't know if he just wanted to talk about the Juice tweets, I don't know what he wanted to talk about, but whatever it was, he wanted to solve it. He wanted to come to an understanding, and what this further proves that Hypex isn't interested, and he is just dismissing it as well. I get that he's involved in other controversies. You're not wrong about that. But I mean, the right thing to do is to at least talk to the guy after what you've been doing. Because quite frankly, Scyan doesn't have to be that nice about it, but he is coming with a very, very honest step forward, wanting to make peace with you. So if there's any more situation or blow up from that, if there are any more messages, because at the time of recording this video, it's 12-ish hours before you are seeing it, maybe a little bit more than that, if Hypex responded, because as of right now, he ended up leaving me on red. But again, I don't even want to just say like, oh, well, Hypex was done with it, he left me on red, because again, the dude has millions of followers. His DMs are flooded. I always compare it to like, I have 14,000 subscribers. I can't keep up with my own DMs. I can't imagine what it's like for him. So for him to just say, like, for me to just say, hey, Hypex is just being incredibly dismissive, and then he left me on red, I don't think that's fair to say. The problem is now, we know he's seen it. And that's looking to be less likely, but we still can't hold that against him. That's very important. I don't know if we're going to continue on with the regular content now, but this seems to be the entire week of Scyan. Scyan, thank you very much for all of the content that you have been giving us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check out this video on screen if you are not caught up. You can check out maybe the beginning of it. I don't know what video's here, but watch one of them, guys. Take care, everybody.